Hi there friends, I'm Brooke and this is my channel Tarot with B. So today we're going to see who is your soulmate. So this can be romantic soulmate, platonic soulmate, a friend, just a deep connection with someone. And maybe you have someone in mind. You can have them in mind while you're thinking of this and see if they're your soulmate or if that tracks, if the cards are describing someone. But just whoever your soulmate is, we're going to see who your soulmate is. I have a feeling a lot of this is going to be romantic, but we can go in with an open mind and see what comes out. So we have 3 piles, right? And I'm going to show you the 2 of Cups from each pile, okay? Because that's like the soulmate card kind of, right? Like it's a deep connection with someone, emotional connection with someone. And we also have crystals as well. So whichever card, crystal, timestamp sticks out to you, okay? So first, for pile 1, we have the Everyday Witch Tarot with the Moonstone. There's the Moonstone. Okay. And this is the 2 of Cups from the Everyday Witch Tarot. Okay. For pile 2, we have the Jane Austen Tarot and the Rose Quartz. It's not a very pretty rose quartz, but it's rose quartz. And this is the 2 of Cups from this deck. It's very similar to a playing card deck. So that's the 2 of Cups from the Jane Austen Tarot. And for pile 3, we have the Modern Witch Tarot and the Amethyst Crystal. Oh, I caught it. Did you see that? Brilliant. We have the Amethyst Crystal. Okay. And here is the 2 of Cups from this one. So let's take a nice centering breath to really get centered and grounded so you can choose better. So again, whichever crystal, card, or timestamp feels better to you, just trust your instincts, trust your intuition. Whichever one sticks out to you is probably the right one for who your soulmate is, okay? So again, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile 1. I'll see you in a minute. Hi there, pile 1. So if you chose the Everyday Witch Tarot or the Moonstone, this is your reading. So I'm going to stick that right there. Okay, so we're going to see who is your soulmate, right? So I'm going to set this over here for a minute. And we'll get some oracle cards to see who they are, like what type of person they are, okay? An energy check, if you will, on your soulmate. Let's see, so I'm going to use the legendary, oh my god, Ladies Goddess deck. And obviously that does not mean they have to be identify as a woman or anything like that, because I'm using the Goddess deck. That doesn't mean anything. I'm just using it because that's what I've got. Okay. Who is pile 1's soulmate? What are they like? Ooh, okay. Transcendence and feminine energy. Okay. So immediately we have a lot of water energy, right? This is Chang'o, who is the Chinese goddess of the moon, right? And she really makes people look within themselves, right? To go for what it is that they want. And very intuitive as well. I think that perhaps your soulmate is quite introverted. They definitely seem emotional, but in an emotionally intelligent, I believe. It's not because they're transcending. They're above, I don't mean they're above others, but they are at a high vibration, I think. Because, and it's interesting that she came out because we have the Moonstone. I love that. I like to see that, what do you call it? Confirmation, that confirmation come through. But with Nyai Loro Kido, she's a mermaid goddess, right? So I think that your soulmate is following their heart, right? They're opening their heart chakra and trusting their intuition and really like I think they're on a journey right now. They're leveling up and trying to be the best person they can be, right? And through that, they're doing whatever it is that makes them happy, right? So they're a dreamer, definitely. So it might be hard for them to take action towards something, but I think they're a big dreamer, you know? And they're really starting to rev up and maybe begin to take action, right, towards something. So let's get my Green Witch Oracle as well to see a little more about their journey. Oh, I like to see that. I split the deck and luck was there. They might be an animal lover as well. My cat just walked in to say hello, so he scared me. But I'm going to grab some Green Witch Oracle now. It's because I bet luck's on their side. I'm sorry, I didn't finish my thought, I don't think. But I think luck's on their side. Number 4, too, they're getting stability because 31 reduces to 4, right? So they're gaining stability in their life and structure and really just getting down to it. Getting down to business, right? And there's green there as well. So again, with their heart chakra, they're definitely opening it. Maybe they've been hurt in the past and they're trying to heal their heart chakra, right? So I think they're doing an amazing job with that. I think that they're really being introspective right now. Again, with the divine feminine Chango there, they're really doing a lot of work on themselves and healing. For sure. I definitely see that. Okay, but now I'm going to get with the Green Witch Oracle and see what comes out for that. Who is Pile 1's soulmate? Who is Pile 1's soulmate? Okay, 2 cards came out. Oh, love. Yeah, they're working on letting love in. Being able to let love in. We have Libra energy here. And the number 30 may be significant. And they're definitely working on grounding themselves. With the red, there's a root chakra. You know, they're trying to be present in their body as well. Because maybe, again, I think they're a bit of a daydreamer, so they might be floating around, like foggy in their thoughts, you know, and not really bringing things down and making them happen and into the physical world. You know what I mean? So I think that they're definitely working on that. But they're absolutely working on healing their heart chakra and being allowed to let love in, because I think they want to. They're at that point where they really want to let love in. Maybe they're a Libra Venus too. That could be because they're very they're sweet, they're romantic, very romantic, I think, for sure. And we also have gratitude with Gemini energy here. A lot of air. We have water and air, definitely, but with gratitude with the pink rose. So, and I love the pink, the correlation with the pink, but they have a very soft, I think they're very soft in general. Like maybe they're soft spoken, or they you know, don't like to make waves. I think that they're very strong, and I don't mean that soft in the sense that like they'll let people walk all over them or anything like that. I just mean like they won't be like super outspoken about a lot of things. I think that they internalize a lot and keep their thoughts to themselves on occasion, which is funny because Gemini is there, and Gemini is they're not loud. I don't mean it like that, but they talk, you know, they're talkative. But I think that, again, this person is, I think they think before they talk. I'm not saying Geminis don't. I don't want to insult Geminis. I love Geminis. But I think that maybe they speak out their gratitude too. You know what I mean? Like they're just a very loving, kind person that wants people to know how important they are to them, right? And words of affirmation may be their love language, right? They just give a very romantic and sweet vibe, for sure. And I cannot stop looking at her hair. I think that they have very nice hair. It doesn't matter like how long it is or anything. It could be flowy like that, but I think that they just have very beautiful hair. Not to say her hair isn't beautiful too, because look at how shiny her hair is, and her eyelashes. Oh, they both have beautiful eyelashes. See? Like, I think that they have very, very nice lashes. and hair in general, anywhere, you know, like eyebrows, lashes. They have very nice hair. And I think you notice it too. Whoever this is, you know. Oh wait, no. Let's do some BuzzFeed cards. I do like to do tarot at the end. Let me see here. Okay. This will really get some more info on them and who they are. Okay. Who is pile one's soulmate? Wow. Okay. Yeah. The clouds are clearing for them. They're getting clarity and opportunities are opening up for them for sure. Because I think, again, I think they've had their head in the clouds a little bit because they're a dreamer, you know, it's almost like maybe they're a starseed or something. Like they've never felt really at home in their body or something like that. And again, I said they may be grounding themselves with this root chakra. And I do see that they're getting this clarity and mental, like mentally locking in on exactly what it is that they want and their needs too, you know, boundaries, everything like that. Ooh, yes. I think they're very sexy. They're a good speaker. Like they may be soft-spoken, but they know how to flirt. You know, they're suave and sexy, you know. And the mirrors there, like, maybe I don't know. Maybe they're a Leo. Sorry. My dad's a Leo. But I'm a Leo cusp, actually. I'm almost. But, you know, maybe I think that they really care about what they look like. And they take their time to just make sure that they look good so they can feel good, right? Like I think that that's very important. And we did have Libra here as well, which Libras, of course, stereotypically, really care about how they present themselves, right? Maybe they really are into fashion, or again, maybe their hair, maybe they take a while to do their hair and just get it exactly right, you know? And we also have passing notes here. So I think that they may be anxious about what other people say or like rumors or something like that. I don't think they're the ones creating rumors at all. I don't think that they talk behind people's back or anything like that. I don't get that vibe from them at all. I think that they have anxiety about this, or I'll see more once we get some more, or they don't care about that. Like they don't care what other people think. But judging from their water placements, I think that they might. So I'm going to see if this is an anxious energy or like not caring. Let's see what else comes out here. Oh, maybe because they just go on with their business, right? They really have a structure. I think that they're very hardworking and they just go, you know, they don't let things bother them, which is lovely. That's great. Especially after, like, if they're very up in their head, you know, it's good that they can just move on and not, and I think that partially that's because they're working on themselves and again, leveling up and raising their vibration, right? So we have alpaca, which of course, I'm not surprised. I did say they were soft. I think that they're just gentle. They're a gentle soul and they're very kind and compassionate and just so sweet. So sweet. You just want to snuggle them, right? And we have ball pits. Yeah, there's a lot going on in their lives right now. I think that there's a lot of action. And they're, again, the upward, we're seeing a lot of that. Upward arrows, right? Like, again, I think they're leveling up. They're getting down to business, getting moving, right? Because in the past, it's been difficult for them. And it's interesting that we've got a lot of nostalgic cards here, because I think maybe they had been living a bit in the past, right? But again, they really went internally and work on themselves, and they're transcending that. They're moving past the past and trying to focus on now and the future as well. They're skating right through, right? Because they've got a sweet, sweet heart. And I think maybe they held on to some of that from the past, and what other people think, stuff like that. They were really concerned about that, but they're moving past that. They're really working on not letting things get to them anymore. And having fun too. Ball pits. You know, when you're in a ball pit well, not me, because I don't like germs, like a lot of germs, they gross me out. But for whenever you see kids like jumping around in a ball pit, they look like they're having such a good time, right? And I think that that's what they're really focusing on. Whatever it is that makes them feel happy, and like maybe they're going back to something they did in their childhood as well that brought them a lot of joy. Okay, we got 3 more cards. That's fine. I'll keep them. Oh, funny that chicken nuggets came out, because that's about their childhood, childlike energy. Interesting. So I think that that was confirmation that it's could possibly be something from their childhood that brought them a lot of joy, that they're really maybe doing as a hobby now, or even trying to make into a career, something like that. But they're really, and even healing childhood wounds as well. And the wine cards here, which is they're getting social, you know, easygoing. They're having a good time. They're really trying their best to not be super in their head like the air signs can be. They can be very in their head and logical and all of that. But I think that they're really trying to just have a good time, get social, get out there, you know, do the thing, and get to know people, make connections. It's this, yeah, is this still here? Yeah, with the 2 of Cups here that you chose, it's very similar, right? They're trying to find their person. They're trying to find their soulmate. They're trying to find you. Yes, they are. If they're not already in your life. I hope they are, for your sake and for theirs. Because you guys are sweet. This is sweet. This person is lovely. We have developing photos. They could potentially be a photographer. Definitely. And that's another nostalgic thing. I think they just hold on to the past a lot. Like maybe they have a lot of mementos from when they were little, or like something like that, just through their life, you know. I think they keep things, again, because they have a sweet, soft heart, and they don't want to forget anything. And they see these things and they remember how they made them feel, like how they felt in that moment, right? We also have shadow. So they've been really working on that shadow side and balancing out themselves, and definitely working on childhood trauma and childhood, maybe they had a really rough childhood, right? And they didn't get all the support and love that they deserve, because they're such a kind soul. And so they're working through that, you know. They're really trying not to let it get to them, and hold that against other people, so they can come into a relationship, or any sort of relationship, like a friendship, a romantic relationship, a work partnership, you know what I mean? So they can come into that at their best, working through all of these triggers and shadow sides to them, right? That could bring a relationship down, you know, or because everybody does that, right? Like you need to know what triggers you and what makes you happy, all of that, you know? So I think that they're really figuring all that out, which is great. That's so good to see, right? So let's see a little bit about your relationship with the tarot. Let's see about your relationship. All right. What is the relationship going to be like between, okay, pile 1 and their soulmate? Oh, okay. What's the relationship going to be like between pile 1 and their soulmate? Oh, nice. That's beautiful to see. I feel like, okay, so we have the 2 of Pentacles here. I feel like with you, you guys are going to be like balancing life and work and everything else, all your responsibilities, right? And it may feel really difficult, but this person's doing it with great ease. You know, they're just, but that cat, I never noticed that before until just now. See, I thought this was like a bench. Do you see that? It's actually like a seesaw. Oh my God. I didn't notice that until just now. So that cat looks like it's going to throw that person off balance any second, right? And it's like, that's kind of how you guys feel like, you really try to keep the balance in your relationship and in your lives and all of that. But things just keep coming, right? And trying to throw you guys off balance. And I think that will be ending because we've got this world card here, right? The world's here, and that means success and breakthrough and really just a completion. And I'll see what that completion is. We'll see exactly what that is in a second here. But I think you guys really just make each other feel whole, instead of being, on your guard and super anxious. And I think one of you will be. I have a feeling it may be them. They'll feel like really in their head about this connection and like a kind of scared to potentially commit because of past hurts, right? But again, this King of Cups is here, and it's so emotionally intelligent and just very mature in general. And he has a lot of love to give. This King of Cups has so much love. And you see the eyeglass, like he's looking out for you. You know what I mean? They're looking for you. I definitely see that. Like maybe this is you, actually. I think this is you because they feel ready. They're really working on themselves. And I'm not saying you haven't worked on yourself, but I think that they're really have put a lot of work in. And we did have this here with the wanting to make connections and socialize and really put themselves out there, right? And maybe this is you with the anxious energy, maybe not wanting to commit immediately, right? But let me see, but we did have the sun on the bottom, okay? So that's a positive outcome. There's definitely, like, you guys make each other so freaking happy, right? So I definitely see that this will end up okay, even with this Page of Swords being anxious and a little nervous, because this Page of Swords are like that, but they still take action. They still move forward, right? It might take them a little longer. Not too long, though. But this King of Cups will wait them out. For sure, they'll wait them out. Okay, so I want to clarify the world, please, Spirit. Let's clarify the world card. Yeah, moving on from past heartbreaks. See, the Three of Swords reversed. Absolutely, just letting go of everything from the past and looking to expand, make expansion in your lives, and move forward together, right? Because the Wand's energy, that's great to see. What's under that? Oh, that was under the Three of Wands with the Ace of Cups. So just a new connection, right? Do you see those doves flying in, ready to land on them, on that? I don't know if they're going to land on that person or not, but but there's just so much love, and a really deep connection coming in. The potential for one, of course, but that's beautiful to see. I'm so happy for you. Let me see about this. I'm going to clarify Page of Swords too. Why not? Let's clarify Page of Swords. How's this page? What's up with this Page of Swords? Okay, too many. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, because in the past they've felt cheated and deceit, they've and they feel like they have to hide themselves because of this. But they're finding that balance with the Libra energy again. There's Libra energy again. They're finding balance in their life, and they've persevered, right? Like, and this could be you. Like I said, I think it might be, but persevered and come out stronger for it, right? And just gained a new sense of clarity and like, this is how it works. This is everything. If this could be you or them, I'm not really positive, because I think that this is the goal here with the King of Cups. This is where your soulmate wants to be, emotionally, just at another level from everyone else, right? Not everyone else, but just at a higher level and in a higher emotional intelligence. And just getting, like, again, the clouds are clearing and that arrow's going up, right? And really just figuring out exactly what it is that they want and taking action toward this. So I definitely see that being a really good outcome. Okay, so I'm going to get a few charms for you to close out your reading. Maybe we'll get some zodiac signs and letters. Let's see what comes out. Here's Margot. This can get a little loud, so turn your volume down if you need to. Oh, okay. Aw, love. Libra is here again. So we have Capricorn, Aquarius with friendly, absolutely. They're very hardworking too, but this is ambitious. And charming with Libra. Definitely. Yeah, definitely working through ending childhood trauma, ending all of the trauma from their past with the, here, I'll show you like this. With this is like the death card in tarot, right? Scorpio energy. And it was right there with the Hello Kitty. So I think that they're really working through their childhood trauma and whatever came up in their childhood, right? So we have the letter K, the letter Y. Wait, isn't that the lube? KY? Sorry, I'm sorry. That was so random. Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, we have the W. Moving on. That was like an out-of-body experience. I just like didn't even think. I just said it. Oops. U. The love, yes. Yes, this beautiful full heart. Oh, there's an I as well. I think that's... Oh, nope, that's an F, Brooke. Wow, I can read. Yeah, with the love. Yeah, they're gaining so much wisdom. And they're very smart. And they want to go on an adventure, too. But they're trying to have faith. Maybe Christmas time is significant. Maybe that's, like, when they'll come in. Again, with the red, though, really working on the root chakra. And they're nostalgic. Again, they love to look back on the past. And I don't think it's, like, always because of the trauma from their past. I think it's because they really like looking back on some memories and, like, pictures or, like, tickets. You know what I mean? How you, like, keep little tickets or playbills from a show or something like that. Or watching shows from your childhood as well. But they're really having faith in the universe and trusting the universe, and definitely gaining a lot of information and working really hard right now. Absolutely. But they're definitely looking. And again, didn't my cat come in? Yeah, my cat came in. They might be a cat lover. But they're really just letting that heart feel full, right? Because I said at the beginning with the mermaid goddess, she's wearing all that green. And we also had the King of Cups here. So truly working on their heart chakra and opening that and healing past wounds toward love, you know, working really hard. Do you see all three of those are together? And we also had the butterfly right there as well. So they're working on transforming and really just being able to spread their wings and not leave too many burdens from their past, like bringing those into a new relationship, right? Because maybe in the past that was like one of the things that they used to do, but now they're really focusing on working through all of that and not doing that in the future, and just being able to come in fresh and ready for success, right? So here are your charms. And that's what I have for you, Pile 1. It's been such a pleasure to read for you. This seems like a lovely, lovely person. Your soulmate is just charming, and I really think that you guys will be very strong together. It's a beautiful thing to see. You both seem very emotional and just like you're going to be on the same level, I think, for sure. But yeah, and balanced. You're going to be balanced because justice came out too. And so did Libra. Like, it's going to be a very balanced, loving relationship where you'll put in the work, you know, but also have a lot of fun as well. So If you would like to follow me on social media, I will leave that down below. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'll leave that in the description box as well. I'll leave my email down there, so you can really, if you need some more guidance on something, have any questions that you need some answers to, I can absolutely help you with that. So shoot me an email if you need to. You can leave a like or a comment if you'd like. I do like to read the comments. If you'd like to subscribe, you can hit that you can hit the button down below if you'd like to subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified when I post a new video, you can hit that notification bell as well. But I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or evening wherever you are, Pile 1, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye! Hi there, Pile 2. So if you chose the Jane Austen Tarot or the Rose Quartz Crystal, this is your reading. So we're going to see about your soulmate, right? I'm going to set this aside for now. We're going to get into the Goddess Tarot. We're going to, not tarot, goddess, legendary goddesses oracle deck. That doesn't mean like that they identify as female or feminine. It just is the deck I have. But this is going to be really about like who they are, where they are right now in life. And then we'll get into the tarot about your relationship with them, whether that be romantic, you know, friendship, anything like that. Just, you know, your relationship. And then we'll do charms at the end. So let's see here. Who is Pile 2's soulmate? Who is Pile 2's soulmate? Okay. Oh, 2 came out. Oh, lovely. This is beautiful. They are really working on whatever it is that lights them up inside, right? Like I get the sense that they're very confident. They give me fire sign energy, but this is also air. But I'm getting strong fire so far, which is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. I think they're very confident. They know exactly what they like and what they don't like, right? And they express it. They use their words very well, right? And I think they really go for what it is that they want to in life and who they want. So I get extroverted vibe, you know, for sure. They're a very determined person, so I think they work really hard and they're passionate. They've got a lot of passion. I think they potentially can have quite dark hair and dark eyes, but their eyes are very striking and beautiful. You know, I love dark eyes. They're just so interesting. I have like light green eyes that are almost gray and they like freak me out. You know what I mean? They're like dead inside, but like dark brown, like brown eyes are just like, oh, they're beautiful. Like, oh, especially when the sun hits, you're like, oh, I don't know. I love dark eyes. I don't know. So I think that they really have beautiful eyes. I'm going on and on about eyes right now. So I think that they have very beautiful eyes. They could be, a person of color, like they could have darker skin, maybe could a tan skin. I don't think they're white or pale complexion. Perhaps they're at a distance from you as well. Could be like where there's volcanoes, which is a lot of places, but Hawaii, Japan, something like that, you know, by water as well, like on an island. But they're definitely just doing their thing. You know, they are really going for what they want and just unapologetically, they really go, and just really have a passion for life and a passion for what it is that they're doing as well. Also, I just looked at the camera and it said 3, 2, 1. So it was like a countdown, which is interesting. So maybe you're very close to meeting them as well. Also, they could have a very unique name, which is just a pretty unique name that stands for something as well. Let me get some Green Witch Oracle cards here to get a little bit more on them. Let's see. Oh, wow. 2 just flew out when I shuffled. I'm keeping them because they fit. Look, productivity with Cancer energy. Okay, the number 8. We also have passion. Number 7. Oh, do you see it's counting down? What the heck? interesting. I have to check and see if that's Aries or Leo. I'm pretty sure it's Leo, but I've been wrong a few times with these. Why does it say Sagittarius in here? I know that's not the It's fire. Okay, this is a fire, passion, very much like this card. Super passionate and going for what it is that they want in life, right? And really taking action toward them as well. Also, I think they snip out people and situations and everything that do not serve them or that make them feel bad about themselves or what they're doing. They're just like, no, you know what? I don't have time for this. They have very strong boundaries. They're a bold person in general, I think. I think they dress really nicely as well. Like red could be their favorite color because I noticed she's wearing the lei as well. And this red dress and head wrap is just, they're beautiful. So I think that red could be very significant for them as well. Also, their root chakra, they're very grounded. I think they're very sensual and sexy too. And sexual as well. Like they enjoy sex. But I think, again, they're very, very intuitive as well. And have this really loving, soft, compassionate side as well. So they're not always like super bold and in your face. And I don't mean in your face in a negative way at all. I think it's just they are living their truth in the most beautifully authentic way. But they also have this softer side where they can just bring that back and be very, very sweet and just softer. They're a softer side, you know? They don't always have to be go, go, go. They can really bring it back and just almost be domestic in a way. And I don't mean that in a bad way either. I just mean like maybe they enjoy cooking. I get that they really might enjoy cooking and also actually baking. They might be a baker, like enjoy baking, maybe have a little bit of a sweet tooth and pumpkin, like Sagittarius season. Yeah. Like Thanksgiving time is like I feel like that's their favorite time of the year. Of course, only if they live in the US, but I think that whenever it's like fall wherever they live, they really like that because you know, they like they like pumpkin spice or like apple, you know, like those really nice fall flavors as well. Let's get some, because I know that doesn't relate with like, because everybody has different cultures and such. So take that if it resonates. But yeah, let's see. Let's get some more information about Pile 2's soulmate. Who is Pile 2's soulmate? I'm going to take you. Yeah, they can be quite aggressive sometimes, but they really go for what they want. You know, they're very, they could have a very nice smile too, like big teeth in like a lovely way. Like their smile really is just lights up their face and you're like, oh, that is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, right? Yeah, they're very, very social. They're outgoing. They really are just always wanting to go somewhere, do something. What's the plan? Let's go. Yeah, they're loud. That's funny. The walrus just popped out. I think they're very loud. And because, you know, when walruses are fighting, and I don't mean that they're like aggressive, like in a fighting, they're fighting everybody, but when walruses are like, the male walruses are fighting for dominance, they're so loud and like bellowing. I just think that this person causes a scene in the funniest way. They're funny. I think they're very funny. Right? And they're loud with their humor and just their existence. They're just a very bold person in a good way. I really don't want you to think I mean it in a bad way. It's a really good thing, you know? Maybe they could have a bit of a temper, but it's not going to be like super aggressive or anything because they have that balance here with the Cancer energy too. So it's not like they're going to be, because they're very compassionate, you know, they're not just out here like aggressive and picking fights with people. That's not what I mean at all. They're just aggressive in a fun way. Like in an extroverted way, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I have to look up bison, but definitely with sticker earrings. In the past, wow, you're getting a lot of animal cards. They could be an animal lover as well. But I think in the past, they have not been super, like, I think they haven't commit to relationships much in the past. So they've a big fear of commitment and hesitating about love. And like, you know, I just think they're very go, go, go. And they're really focusing on what it is that they want right now. So they're not really focusing on love. Like, or in the past, okay? In the past, they hadn't been focusing on love. And, you know, I think that they were maybe just doing one night stands or just physical relationships, right? Nothing super serious or deep, you know, very surface level. They're definitely beautiful. Absolutely. Just, and graceful. I think they walk very well. They have a presence. Absolutely. There's a presence to them. Gosh, they're just somebody that has a really nice looking face, I think. And like their physique, I think they really take care of their body as well. I love how I just completely skipped over bison. What is bison? Let me check here. I think it's like pragmatic. Yeah, logical. They're very logical and sensible, and like they go forth and just, you know, think with they're very logical, you know. They trust their head over their heart a lot. And I think they think a lot too, you know, they're very in their head, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they're very quirky too. They've got they're eccentric, right? And lively. They're animated. When they're telling a story, it's like you listen really well. Like you listen because they've got you, you know, like your attention. They can tell a story super well, and they're really just fun to talk to. They're the type of person that they're easy to talk to too. It's not, you know how some people just make it so difficult? I'm very introverted, and it's difficult for me to start a conversation and keep it going, because if people don't give me something, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to try and keep talking to you. This person does. This person is the type of person that keeps a conversation going. They're really good at it, right? And it's fun for them. They like communicating with people. They really enjoy it. And they almost put on a show too, because we have peacock on the bottom, you know, and I think they like to take photos as well, selfies and such. Maybe they're on social media a lot, because this also has the camera, right? So I think maybe they have a little bit of a, like they're a micro influencer, or they're a little popular on social media, like on TikTok or Instagram, anything, Twitter even, you know. And we also have thunder here, so that's interesting. I want to clarify that because I'm a little confused about it. What's this thunder card mean, Spirit? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. And verified's at the bottom now. So I think they do have a bit of a, they could have, just in general, they may not be verified, but they're known by a lot of people. Like, a lot of people know them, and they know a lot of people as well. But with the thunder here, it's just a little warning that they can be a little apathetic and negative. That's their shadow side popping out. And they just need to work on that. They're working through this, and you know, it's difficult. It's hard to work through your shadow aspects, right? But it's just a little bit of a caution for you. They can be a little apathetic and uncaring about people's feelings sometimes. So maybe they can be aggressive. They can cut deep when they want to. I mean, and I'm a Cancer. That's true of Cancers. Like, when they get hurt, it's like those claws come out and cut you deep. And fire signs can be quick to anger, but they drop it really fast a lot of the time, right? So maybe like when they get a little angry, they can be a little aggressive and say some things that are not very kind. But again, I think this is something that they're really working on here because it is their shadow, right? So let me make sure that they're working on it. Okay, what's going on with that shadow? What are they doing with this? Yeah, it's taking time. You know, it's slow going, but they're trying to be more positive. Oh, I'm loving that. They're really trying to be more positive about people and situations, but I think people try them a lot. And they can be, you know, a little snappy with their loud aggressiveness sometimes. You know, they can just be like, okay, no. And they can just be like, no, you know, but I think other than that, they're really fun. And I wouldn't let that scare you too much because, again, they're working through it and they really are trying to be more positive. And maybe even your influence in their life will bring them more positivity, right? So let me see here. Yeah, let's get into the tarot and see what your relationship is like. Let's see what your relationship is like. I just saw the Death card on the bottom of the deck. So that's like a big transformation. That's interesting. When I cut the deck, that was there. And it's generous, giving. It's the Six of Pentacles. Just a really loving relationship, right? Like someone's very generous here. Okay. I didn't ask the question, Spirit. Give me a minute, please. Okay. So, pile 2. What is their soulmate like? What is their relationship with their soulmate like? What will their relationship with their soulmate be like? These are like ready to fly out, but let me see. What's their relationship with their soulmate like? Okay. Yeah, okay. 5 of Swords. All right. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Cannot remember. So I think in the past, well, not in the past, again, this is the 5 of Swords, okay, which can be a cutting tongue, if you will. So I think that maybe at the start of your like when you guys meet each other, you're gonna be a little turned off by the way they talk. In general. It's not going to stay like that. Don't worry. I don't want you, because this is the 4 of Wands, okay? Don't be concerned. This is the 4 of Wands, right? Which is a good thing. It's a really, really good thing. So hang with me. So I think that they're very aggressive. Like I said, they say what they want. They say what they mean. They're very like, this is what it is. Like they're logical too. So it's like, sometimes it can be a little like, well, my way is right? And there's no other way. That's not what it is. I think that, again, they can be a little aggressive and it can turn you off and they don't mean it. It's just how they talk, okay? And they don't really mean it in a negative way toward you specifically, right? Let me clarify this 5 of Swords here with their relationship. Like maybe there's different belief systems or something between you guys and you kind of butt heads about it. Because the Hierophant's here and it's like, I know he's singing, but this is also the 5 of Pentacles too. So it's like, there's some sort of difference in, I don't want to say class because I don't think that's the case, but maybe you feel like they talk like, because I think this is the chick that, what's her name? Oh, Bingley's sister in Pride and Prejudice, right? And she's such a bitch. So I think that maybe they come across, because they're so confident and they really just come across as this, and the King of Pentacles was here. So I think that maybe they come across as, you feel like they're like super well off and rich and a little bit of a snob, and they talk like very like they're very full of themselves, even though that's not the case necessarily. I just think they're very confident and say what they say, you know what I mean? And like, they don't mean to be aggressive, or I keep saying aggressive, but they don't mean to be super upsetting sometimes, but again, I think they have that soft side to them as well, where they're very empathetic and gentle, but this is like your first impression of them. It's very in your face. I think they're very in your face with that energy, right? And we also have the it's like the page and knight, because they're not separated in this one. It's just the jack, queen, and king. So, and this is wands energy. So, they're very, and maybe they're even like super like, hey, I really think you're beautiful, we should hang out, you know what I mean? They're very abrupt, like they're very, this is it, they don't keep much to themselves, I don't think. What they're thinking comes out of their mouth, right? And that can be very jarring if you're not used to that, or like, because I think this is you're like the Queen of Cups, right? And this high priestess, you're a little mysterious, you're very wise, but you do not give anything away, right? And you're empathetic and really caring and loving and all of the things, and they don't seem like that at first, but they are like this. They are loving and generous and kind, but they come across as this very, like, almost like a fuckboy or something like that, you know what I mean? I hate that word, but that's the best way for me to describe it. They just come across as someone that really doesn't want to commit. They just are like, you know what, I want a physical relationship with you and nothing more. That may not even be what they are saying to you, but like, that's what you're thinking that they want. And in the end, that's not what they want. You are going to get this Four of Wands, 1111, beautiful, celebratory, loving, solid foundation of a relationship with stability that has so much room to grow, right? And this doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, you know what I mean? It can just be completely different people, two different people, just two friends or something coming together, and or even a pet, you know what I mean? Like, obviously ignore like the sex part, all of that, but if it's not a romantic connection. But I just think that you're two very different people, right? So we have, because it was fire too. And at the beginning I said there was a lot of fire. So we have fire and water, right? Which are usually a little not super compatible, but you can make it work, because I think they do have that water side too. And they came out as the King of Pentacles just a minute ago too. So they do have that side to them that can be very grounded and dependable, and the polar opposite of what they come across as, right? With the page and knight of wands, which is again Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But I think that you'll find this balance, right? It's funny because she's even like looking away, like, no, like when they're next to each other, they're looking straight on and they're like, no, you know what? I don't know about this. I think that that's how it's going to be. You're going to be a little leery in general about them, but they're going to win you over. Like I said, I think they're a big, lovable person. Once you get used to how they communicate, right? And, of course, if something bothers you, absolutely let them know. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think like you have to be okay with everything they say, because that's not true either. But just know that they mean well for the most part. I think there are certainly some people, because there's the Thunder card here, there are certainly some things that trigger them and set them off. But again, I don't see this toward you. I see this as someone else. You know what I mean? Not someone else, but like different situations setting them off, right? They have a quick temper, I think. But I think that you really ground them too. Like you help them chill out a little with their because I think they're very on the go, and you're just like, can we stop for a minute here? Like you're just it's sweet because the Four of Wands, you know, this Four of Wands is here, and it is like, I do view this as like sometimes, because the Hierophant can mean a wedding, but this is like a big celebration, you know, and it's so joyful and lovely, and it could really lead to a wedding or a commitment to each other, right? Some sort of commitment. And I think that you could potentially also have like a psychic connection to this person, which is really interesting. And you did choose the rose quartz, which is like about love. It's really a pretty sweet crystal. So let's get some charms to close out your reading. There's Margot. See if we can get some letters and zodiac signs. So this can get a little loud, so turn your volume down if you need to. Yeah. Leo. Heyo. And Virgo. Interesting. Okay. So we have KXT. Yeah, spicy. They're very passionate. That is prominent in this reading. They have so much fire in their body. It's like they don't know what to do with themselves. But they charge forward anyway. They're very courageous. They go, go, go. And they are practical. Yeah, it's like they want to have an open heart, but they don't. It's almost like it's empty right now. You know, they don't know what to do at the moment. And they can be, yeah, very stiff and not quite, they're not opening up. Like, yeah, they're telling these stories, but they're not really opening up to you, right? Oh, there's another one. Gemini too. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, we missed Cancer, but Cancer was there. So Gemini, Cancer, Leo to Virgo season, like that whole summer season could be very significant for you or your future. Whoa. Did you hear that slip up? Or your future spouse? No, your soulmate. It could be significant for them. I'm trying to get this other letter. You. Okay. Tux. Interesting. Yeah, I think that they do seem well off. Yeah, they do. And that can be intimidating for some people. They do try and go with the flow. They're really easygoing. Like, they seem really aggressive, but they're really easygoing. And I think the relationship is too. And they're working on balancing themselves out, right? Trying to get very aligned in general, like their chakras. But also they could be part of the LGBTQ plus community, or you could be. But it's happiness, you know, as well. You know, at the end of that rainbow, there's treasure. There's a pot of gold, right? And I think that that's your relationship, you know? It seems like it's, it could be a bit of an interesting start, but I think at the end of the day, you guys have a lot of potential here. And we have, I should just do the one in my hand. We also have the Christmas ornament. So Christmas may be significant. Maybe you guys go to like spend Christmas together at each other's families or something like that. Or you just make Christmas really special with each other. You really try and just have a good time for Christmas. And also nostalgic energy. They could be quite nostalgic. They did have, right? Yeah. The Cancer energy there. So that's they can be very nostalgic. And definitely with their stories too. They really take from their past and snowball off of that and create a really good dramatic story. And they're really working on being more grounded. I think, oh my God, where'd that just go? they're working on getting more grounded, and I think they also love nature. They're a nature lover. They like being outside. Maybe they like going for a run outside or hiking or something like that. They could like cottage core or something like that as well. Mushrooms, stuff like that. But there's a big transformation, you know. The butterfly really goes from that caterpillar to a butterfly, right? And I think they're in that transition right now. You know, they're trying to be better and like working on their shadow side as well, and really trying to be a better person, you know? And that's very important to them. They're trying really hard. And I think your relationship will be very transformative for them as well. Whatever type of relationship it is, friendship, whatever, you know? But romantic, whatever. It's going to be transformative for both of you, really. You're going to learn a lot from each other, and there's going to be a lot of passion. So much passion. And I do see, it's interesting, you guys going to events, going to a lot of things together, and just having a good time. You know, they seem like a fun date in general, just the fun person to hang out with. And again, with the talking, I think they're very chatty and smart. They're smart, which is, I think you find them very sexy. They're sexy, you know, just very, very attractive. But that's what I have for you, pile 2. Here is a close-up of your charms. Okay. It's been such a pleasure to read for you. If you'd like to subscribe, you can hit the button down below. If you'd like to be notified when I post a new video, you can hit that notification bell as well. If you'd like to leave a like or a comment, that's cool. I do like to read the comments, but don't feel obligated. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'll leave my email down below. If you have any questions, need some guidance, anything like that, I'm here for you if you need me to do a reading. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'll leave those linked down below as well. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or evening, wherever you are, pile 2, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye! Hi there, pile 3. So if you chose the Modern Witch Tarot or the Amethyst Crystal, this is your reading. So I'm going to set this aside to start, okay? So we're going to get into, like, who your soulmate is, right? This can be romantic, platonic, friendship, you know, anything. An animal, you know, whatever. But I'm going to look at who they are first, okay? We're going to get a sense of where they're at right now, all of that. Then we're going to get into your relationship with the tarot, and then we will do charms at the end to see maybe some letters or zodiac signs, anything like that. Okay, so let me see here. Oh, okay. This is a legendary goddess deck. Oh, okay. Inner peace, Bridgie. Okay. Ooh, red hair. Maybe they have like nice red hair, some dark red hair. This came out, this was when I cut the deck too. Kuan Yin, with compassion. So they've got a very kind heart. They care about people genuinely and how they make people feel as well. Yeah, they're definitely beautiful. It's funny that these look like the same person almost. You know, I think that they're very sexy, but they also have the side like that is just very pretty as well. Like they have a bit of a duality. Like they're very cute as well as sexy, you know? They have that duality to them. It's funny, that red hair. They could have quite long hair as well with like lighter eyes, but it can be any eyes, of course. It's interesting that you got Aphrodite too, because that's a very passionate and sexy and sexual person as well. And we're already hinting at love coming in, like with the doves. But I think that they're really working on finding what it is that brings them peace and makes them feel grounded and centered and just at peace with themselves and their lives, you know, their life. You chose the amethyst, so I think that they're very intuitive. I'm getting earth energy here though, which is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. So they really enjoy the finer things in life, and they work very hard, I think. They're a very hard worker, but they really love luxury, I think. I'm getting Taurus from Aphrodite. I'm not sure if that tracks in general with Aphrodite, but for this specific reading, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing just really, and I think they're giving too. I think they're very generous, as well. But they have a very quiet confidence to them. I know it's Aphrodite, but with her as well. I'm like mixing the two. Aphrodite's very in your face confident, you know, but I think that they're very quietly confident, and quietly generous as well, you know. Maybe they have a curvaceous body. They could be from Ireland. I know that that's very obvious with the color of their hair and everything, but I don't know. They could be from Ireland. Or like England in general. They could have very nice legs too. Like you might find their legs very attractive. Pile 3 soulmate. Okay. Protection with Aries. Yeah, which is interesting because this looks like fire, right? They're dropping fire down there. The number 9. Okay. Yes. Oh, and the number 4 with Cancer. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So I think that they're a very protective person, and they have, I'm not sure they have a good grasp on their emotions, truthfully. I think that they're really working on that and trying to find that inner peace within their emotions. I think they have a lot of feelings. You know, to have fire and water here, those are the 2 most emotional elements, in 2 very different ways, actually. But they're very, very, they feel a lot, aggressively too. Like, it's not a picnic to be feeling all that emotion, right? But they're so passionate too. And I love that Aries came out because she does give me Taurus energy with like the luxury and the beauty and all that. Maybe they have a Taurus Venus or something like that, you know, and like an Aries sun or something. But they definitely have fire too. They in a grounded way. Do you know what I mean? I think they have a very solid mix of, like in their birth chart, they have a very solid mix of signs. You know, Aries are so passionate and action oriented, and they just go for what they want, right? And I think that that's what they do, but in a softer way, you know, and they go about their life just trying to bring peace. I think that they really are trying to be a peaceful person, but I think that they are very protected and wait, I said protected, right? That's interesting because I wanted to say they're protective. But I think they're protected too on the other side, right? Like they have a very strong spiritual side, and they work with their spirit guides and their angels and their team, right? To really try and bring forth peace to themselves and the people surrounding them. Because again, I think they're very intuitive, they're an empath, they're very soft, as well as they have those 2 sides. They have that soft side, but they can be very fiery too, right? And just be very passionate. Not that empathetic and soft people can't have passion. That's really not what I mean. I mean passion in like a very like dramatic way, right? Yeah, that's how I mean it, in a more dramatic way. They have like a very strong duality, I think, between this soft side and this more dramatic side. It's just the imagery here is cracking me up. It's like they look like the same person, but they're so different, right? Like the way they're presenting themselves is so different, which is interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to get some Buzzfeed cards to see a little more about them. Let's see. Who is pile 3's soulmate? I almost said future spouse, so let's take that for what it is. Who's pile 3's soulmate? Oh, interesting. It's taking a while to come out. Oh, okay. There we go. And then they all flew out. Yeah. Again with the passion. Jeez. They may be like an artist or something, like like an artistic, creative person, right? Whenever I see this much passion, it's that, yes. But I think they're also very dramatic too. Like maybe they're an actor or like a theater actor. You know what I mean? I mean dramatic in that way. They're very like animated, right? But they're also always there for the people that need them because they've got a big heart. You know, Cancer's here. They have a big, big heart and they have so much love to give. And they want people to know that they're there for them, right? I definitely want to clarify this one. I can see that just fine. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Just 2 more, and then I will clarify that lake card, unless we get more information here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to take this one since it flew out right on the thing. But I will show you these because they're funny. They're exactly what I was just saying. So these were on the back, like they just fell out. So we have Volcano, which is all about passion and exploding, you know, like Peacock, you know, show off, a bit of a, you know, kind of like Aphrodite, that side, right? But then they also really care about the teamwork and aligning themselves with people that support them and that they support as well. And there's so much green here. Like their heart is huge. They're a sweet, sweet person inside. Even if they're a little dramatic and boastful, they can brag sometimes. I think they have that side too. Maybe a Leo. Something like that. Not that all Leos are like that. I'm a little jaded toward Leos because my dad is a Leo and he's very... he likes to talk about himself a lot. But I know not all Leos are like that. But I think that they've got a very big heart, whoever this is. With the lake here, I'm really taking these two together pretty much. So they feel really locked in and limited to who they are, right? Or like how they can express themselves. And that must be horrible because they're so passionate, right? They have so much, that freaking volcano is inside them, right? And they want to explode and like let everyone know who they are and what they want to do, right? In the desert here too, like they're so passionate, so passionate. But they also have this fear of committing, right? Because it's a sticker earring. It's not a real earring. It's a sticker. So they have fears about being locked in. So maybe they're scared to commit to people, or in the past they committed to people and it hurt them in the long run, right? But at the end of the day, we'll see what the tarot says about your relationship. That's just a fear they have. And I think that they'll work through it. But let's see. We'll see. So we have mac and cheese here. They're just very gooey. This always reminds me of Cancer energy. And we had that there. So they're just very... Maybe they enjoy cooking. But they're warm. They're a warm, soft person. And Bear really... brings that, like, clarifies that, because they're just, at the end of the day, they're snuggly, right? They're sweet, they're kind, they want the best for people, they're devoted, right? Again, they're protective. I feel like they might have a jealous side. I really do. Because again, there's a lot of green. Green can mean an open heart, but green with jealousy too, right? So maybe they can be a little jealous, which can lead to some interesting scenarios for you, especially if this is a romantic connection, you know, because they can get quite heated, right? So I think that maybe if they get jealous enough, they'll like claim you, like make a show of it, right? Like, this is my person. What are you doing? Get away from them, right? Like, not like in an aggressive way, just like with their actions, right? Like, they'll throw their arm around you, or they'll like give you a good kiss, or like spank your butt or something. You know what I mean? Just like something like that. But they're also very sexy, super sexy and beautiful. They care about how they look. They're really well put together. I think they really care about that and aesthetics as well, especially if they're like a Taurus, Libra, Venus. But they really care about they put a lot of care into themselves, and I think they have really good hygiene. Like they get haircuts all the time. Like they maybe get some manicures, pedicures, regardless of sex. It doesn't matter of their gender, excuse me. And they're very they're loud. That's funny because this came up in the last reading and I was surprised that it came up again. But they have this duality, right? And it's been like that from the beginning. I think they like to put on a show. On one hand, they really are theatrical and just like super dramatic, but in a funny way. It's not like in this book it says Walrus is loud, obnoxious, and annoying, but like I don't think they're annoying to you. Maybe to other people, but to you, you just think they're so funny. Or like if they seem annoyed, like you roll your eyes funny, like in a sweet way, like with a smile on your face, you know? I don't get the sense that they're annoying in like a a really annoying way, like a real person. Like, oh no, they're not annoying like that. They're funny and just like to tell stories and put on a show, but they also really like to be available for people. They're so generous. They have such a kind heart. They really do, which is lovely to see. But let's get to some tarot to see what your relationship is like. What is pile 3's relationship with their soulmate like? Okay. Interesting. First card there. It's okay. We're not going to be scared. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. This came out, but look. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Excellent. This is good. Okay. So we have the 8 of Cups here. So someone's walking away from something. I don't know if it's a previous relationship or something like that, but let me clarify it actually, because this is also the 10 of Swords right here with this everything is fine card. So there's some sort of painful ending here, but I don't believe it's with you. I think someone is going through this or will be going through this with like either walking away from, like a friendship. Again, I don't think it's you. I think this is like, because it's not you specifically. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. I want to just clarify all of these right now. With the Page of Cups. Okay. Let's clarify 2 of Cups, please. Ooh. Ooh. We like to see that. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. All right. This is, wow. And the bottom of the deck. I'll show you that in a minute, but whoa. Okay. It's good. It's good. So I see someone walking away from like a friendship. And maybe it is you. Like maybe you guys are friends first, right? And someone caught feels and they felt like they had to walk away, right? And like it felt hopeless. Maybe it's your person. Like your person felt like they couldn't, because they were scared to commit, right? With the lake and the sticker earrings, they felt locked in. They didn't want to feel, and I get the sense this is when they were younger, because the Page of Cups is here, right? So it's when they were younger. They really felt locked in and weren't ready to commit, right? So you maybe started as friends, and then someone caught feels, and they felt like they had to walk away. Okay, so then it was painful, though. You know, it was really painful, and they hurt deeply because of this. Okay, someone does. Because it was an ending, right? But it's like boop. Someone popped back in to their life. Like, because honestly, this is giving me divine counterparts. We have this and this, like 2 of Cups and the Lovers popped out. Like, it's a very, very deep connection. And this angel's here, like divinely guided to each other, right? So that's definitely it. Like, it's like you're destined to pop back into each other's lives, you know, because maybe that wasn't the right timing. I mean, of course, I believe in pretty much everything happens for a reason. I think some things don't apply to that, because some things are just too horrible to think that happened for a reason. But I think that someone walking away happened for a reason, because then these lessons had to be learned with that 10 of Swords. Someone had to learn, like, you know what, this is too painful. I shouldn't be in this much pain for something that I knew I should have walked away from. You know what I mean? Even though I think that they liked you too, it was really painful to walk away from. And so they learned a lot about themselves and what they actually want, right? And then someone pops back in. That fish is always just, it reminds me of just, boop, here I am, I'm back. And they're kind of like, oh, okay, well, there you are, you know, like, and we have cups. These both came out as cups, so that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, okay? And they're just a very emotional person. They have a deep, and again, intuition. They have a very strong intuition, or maybe you do. And it's like, they know that you're coming back for a reason, right? So it's like, okay, well, we are really deeply, really very deeply connected here. To have the Two of Cups clarified by the Lovers, I mean, this is absolutely a divinely guided connection. And it's like you understand each other without even needing words, right? It's just easy. And of course there are difficulties, but you can navigate them pretty simply, right? And I think that also maybe you're at a distance from them too, because I was just thinking that with this. I don't know why, but you may be at a distance from them too. So that's why they were like, you know what, I can't do this because we're too far away and it's too difficult, you know? But again, you're going to reconnect some way, somehow, and just be committed. I think you're just, once you run back into each other or come back into each other's lives, it's going to be like, okay, no, now's the time. This is right. We're meant to be together. So with the Five of Pentacles here, I see like a relief from the suffering, right? You know, you did all that. You've worked through all of that. And now is the time to really commit to each other. And I think you guys are very, like, romantic. Just absolutely romantic. And maybe a lot of dates. I see you guys going on a lot of dates. And you're dreamy, you know? You got, I think both of you kind of are, right? And you have these big ideas of what love is. And maybe you're setting yourself up for disappointment with that because, you know, love is beautiful. But sometimes things can be difficult. And there are difficulties. Not everything is always sunshine and daisies, right? And I think you realize that because of everything that happened here in the past. But I just see you guys having such a deep connection to each other and a lot of love. And I think sexually you'll be really compatible as well, right? And just really committed to each other and devoted and, again, protective. You guys are really protective. And I think you're protected as well by your higher selves and your team and that divine union. You know, this is a divine union for you two. For sure. But no, oh yeah, and I was going to show you the back of the deck. Look, the Hierophant, which can mean a wedding, you know, something like that. So there's a lot of potential here. There genuinely is, you know. And of course, this is all just advice, you know. It doesn't have to be, it's not the be-all, end-all, right? Things can change in a minute. Like the cards change all the time, depending on the actions you take or they take, right? So it doesn't have to mean a wedding. It's just a commitment. You're very committed to each other. Very committed. With these three, absolutely very committed. Yeah. And look who's on the bottom. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Very dependable and Again, devoted, committed, gives me this bear energy. For sure. Hard worker too. Lovely. So let's get some charms to close out your reading with Margot. Let's see if we can get some letters, zodiac sign. Let's see. This can get a little loud, so turn your volume down if you'd like. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of zodiac signs. Okay. So we have Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, and Leo. Okay, the letter R and the letter E. Those could be, redo. That just popped into my head. Let's have a redo. There's an L as well. I believe it's an L. Yeah, it's an L. Okay, so, fall may be significant for you because we've got the acorn and the scarecrow, but also I think there's a lot of fear here on both sides, I think, of committing and just a fear in general of love. Like, again, you have these ideas of love that are very big. They're big, big dreams of love, and you don't want to be disappointed, and they don't want to be disappointed either, but I think that at the end of the day, you're just a very good match. You really are, and you're going to put in the work for this. You're putting in the work for this, and your heart feels a little empty right now, right? Or theirs does, and that's not how it's going to stay. No, because look at this. It's abundant. And we had so much green in your reading, right? I think this was, yeah. And just opening the heart chakra and trusting that things are okay. You're opening your hearts to each other, which is beautiful, and I think that you'll take each other to new heights. But again, guys, they care a lot about what they look like too. And also, maybe they are going to be like pretty similar to the type of person that you really, really are trying to manifest, right? And the person of your dreams, I guess, if you will, right? As close as you can possibly get to them. They're not perfect. No one is. But they're really lovely. They're very lovely. This has come out in every reading. That's funny. Maybe they're from your past. But Christmas could be significant as well. They could also be a very nostalgic person and really enjoy keeping things from the past or keeping things that you guys have done together. Like, I don't know, maybe you went to a baseball game or a musical or something like that, and they kept the ticket or like the playbill or something like that. But I think you guys make each other super happy and confident. You make each other feel very confident as well, which is so cute. And you unlock a lot of new beginnings for each other as well. There's a lot of, I think you guys teach each other a lot. This isn't a karmic relationship, I don't think. It's genuinely, because I think at the beginning it's a little difficult, but and you do teach each other lessons, but it's for the better, and it makes your relationship stronger. It's not in a bad way or a negative way. It may hurt for a while, but you guys realize, like, no, this had to happen this way so we could be stronger together, right? And be able to navigate things how we're meant to. Yeah, so these are your charms. And that's what I have for you, pile 3. It's been such a pleasure to read for you. Your soulmate sounds beautiful and just so lovely. They really do. Seem like a very supportive relationship too. It's very balanced, in my opinion. It seems very, very good. But if you would like to subscribe, you can hit the button down below. If you'd like to be notified when I post a new video, you can hit that notification bell. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'll leave my TikTok and Instagram down below. If you'd like to leave a like or a comment, you can do that as well. I do like to read the comments, but you don't have to. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my email will be in the description box as well. So if you have any questions you need answered or guidance on something, anything like that, I can definitely help you with that. Just send me an email. But yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or evening, wherever you are, Pile 3, and I will see you next time, okay?